When people experience tendon pain, there's usually an element of feeling stiff or tight. So whether that's the muscle feeling tight or maybe it's the tendon itself. And so generally people will stretch it, and that makes a whole lot of sense. But in this episode, we're going to talk about why stretching might not be the best thing when you're experiencing tendon pain. Tendons are designed to transmit load from the muscle to the bone. So if we think about like the Achilles tendon, it transmits force from the calf muscle, so the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscles, down to the bottom of the foot. And similarly, if we look at the patellar tendon in the knee, it transmits force generated in the quads down to the lower leg. We can think of these tendons as springs. So they store load and then they release the load. So if we're running, let's say, the Achilles tendon will transmit the loads generated when you take every step. So as you step, the loads will be stored in the Achilles tendon and then released, helping to push you forward. Similarly for like the patellar tendon, if we're doing jumping or running, every time that we land and we bend our knee just a little bit, that force is absorbed in the tendon and then released so that we can jump again or keep running. And these are examples of tensile loading through a tendon. So when we look at tendons, they're designed to transmit force through the actual tendon. There's another type of loading which is called compressive loading, which if we look at the tendon, it would be something pushing through just like that. And so when we look at stretching, that's putting compressive load on the tendon. The problem with compressive loading is that it changes the composition of the tendon. So typically tendon is made out of type 1 collagen. When we add compressive load over a long period of time, it actually changes it to a type 2 collagen fiber, which is more similar to the tendon structure of a degenerated tendon, which is mainly made out of type 2 and type 3 collagen fibers. A couple examples of stretches that increase the compressive load on tendons would be like a calf stretch for the Achilles tendon, a standing quad stretch for the patellar tendon, or a standing toe touch or any sort of toe touch for an upper hamstring issue. So if there's stiffness in the muscle belly, which is contributing to the tendon issue, we can still address that, just we'll avoid static stretching. We can do this by doing some self-myofascial release, whether that's with a foam roller or a lacrosse ball in the area. So if we're targeting the calves or the hamstring, the quads, the glutes, whatever it may be, that will avoid that compressive load on the tendon while still addressing the soft tissue stiffness. So does this mean that we should never stretch a tendon? Well, the short answer is no. It's okay to stretch the tendon. Just in the beginning stages when the tendon is irritated, we want to temporarily avoid the static stretching because it'll minimize the compressive load on the tendon and it'll allow that tendon to decrease in irritability. And plus, when we look at the evidence behind treating tendon issues, the evidence points towards strengthening exercises over stretching exercises. And the reason behind this is because strengthening exercises will actually increase the tendon's tolerance to loading, so that way it won't become overloaded, where stretching won't actually increase the tendon's ability to absorb load. Thank you for watching this episode on whether stretching is beneficial for the treatment of tendon issues. I hope that you found this information useful. If you did, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. If you have any questions on how to treat tendon issues, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button, which I think is on this side. It's that red button, but you know what? It could be on this side too. Wherever that red button is, go ahead and push subscribe.